Welcome once again to Commander by Danon. Today we are continuing to make decks led by the legends from the Final Fantasy set. I want to finish up this series before the end of the year so I can focus on Lorwyn in January. So, leading today's budget deck is Fandaniel Telophoroi Ascian. Also, and I know it's annoying to keep hearing this, but statistically if I don't ask you to like and subscribe, the video gets fewer subscribers. Fandaniel Telophoroi Ascian is a 5-mana 4/5 legendary elder wizard. Whenever we cast an instant or sorcery spell, we surveil 1. At the beginning of our end step, each opponent may sacrifice a non-token creature of their choice. Each opponent who doesn't loses 2 life for each instant and sorcery in our graveyard. Okay, so for people uninitiated with the lore that is Final Fantasy XIV, allow me to explain. The Ascians are an ancient race responsible for numerous calamities throughout history. Their goal is to free their dark god, Zodiark, from his prison. Long ago, Hydaelyn sealed Zodiark away and sundered the star into 14 reflections. Each time a calamity occurred, one of the reflections died, and the ether that world was made of flowed back into the source. And as the source becomes more whole again, so does Zodiark. But unlike the rest of the Ascians, Fandaniel craves oblivion. And in his madness, he wants to take the rest of creation with him. And that is how I built this deck. Now, technically, we are a bracket 2 deck. We have 1 infinite combo, but it requires 8 mana to pull off, and we have no tutors to find the combo. But we have so much spot removal and forced sacrifice effects that the deck will play like a bracket 3 deck. So, if you bring this deck to a bracket 2 table, you may get yelled at. Just a heads up. But before we get to our deck list, a quick word from our sponsor, Ultimate Guard. I know I'm sponsored, so you may not believe me, but Ultimate Guard katanas are the best sleeves on the planet. They have gorgeous colors, like these black ones, are durable and long-lasting, and an absolute joy to shuffle. Let Ultimate Guard protect your cards with katanas. Pick yours up today at your local game store, or order them on Amazon. Link down below. In order to build a functional commander deck, you need lots of different pieces, which is why I try to rely on my handy-dandy checklist. 50 mana sources, usually split between 37 lands and 13 pieces of ramp, 10 pieces of card advantage, 8 to 10 pieces of spot removal, 2 to 3 board wipes, 2 pieces of graveyard hate, and 1 sudden I win card. Oh, one more quick announcement before we get started. I'm streaming on Gaming with Danon as well as Twitch. Sometimes I'm building commander decks, other times I'm playing Final Fantasy XIV, but you're always welcome to pop in and talk about Commander. Honestly, about half my streams are talking about manga, anime, or Commander. Our land base consists of Bojuka Bog, Myriad Landscape, War Room, and 13 swamps. Just a few utility lands and a ton of basics. Exactly what you'd expect in a budget list. For mana ramp, we've got the Darkness Crystal, Primal Amulet, Dark Ritual, Soul Ring, Arcane Signet, Charcoal Diamond, Felwar Stone, Mind Stone, Thought Vessel, Seance Board, Gilded Lotus, Wayfarer's Bauble, and Solemn Simulacrum. Mostly mana rocks, but some cost reducers and land ramp thrown in for good measure. Our card advantage package consists of Circle of Power, Dyer's Sight, Transpose, Night's Whisper, Sign in Blood, Read the Bones, Morbid Opportunist, Greed, Dread Presence, Dark Confidant, Twilight Prophet, Blood Pact, Hostile Negotiations, Siphon Mind, and Phyrexian Arena. Lots of ways to dig through our deck and keep our hands full. For interaction and spot removal, we're running Cornered by Black Mages, Shieldred's Edict, Chainer's Edict, Diabolic Edict, Soul Shatter, Feed the Swarm, Defile, Withering Torment, Imp's Mischief, Accursed Marauder, Plague Crafter, Consuming Corruption, Infernal Grasp, Fell the Profane, Tragic Slip, Go for the Throat, Power Word Kill, Bitter Triumph, Baleful Mastery, Price of Fame, and Mire in Misery. This is what I meant about the deck veering towards Bracket 3 territory. We have a ton of interaction in this deck. Our board wipes consist of Toxic Deluge, Force of Despair, Vona's Hunger, and Hellish Rebuke. Lots of ways to reset the board. Supporting our plan, we're also running Sedgemoor Witch, Professor Onyx, Exsanguinate, Chain of Smog, and Breach the Multiverse. To help protect our commander, we've got Not Dead After All, Feigned Death, Undying Malice, Supernatural Stamina, and Fake Your Own Death. Wanted to make sure he stayed on the battlefield to take out our opponents. Now that we have our deck list, let's compare it to our checklist. 49 mana sources split between 36 lands and 13 pieces of ramp. A little light, but it's fine because we have a fairly low curve and our monocolored deck. 15 pieces of card advantage, 21 pieces of interaction, 4 board wipes, 1 piece of graveyard hate in Bajuka Bog, 1 Sudden Eye win card in Exsanguinate. The goal of our deck is to ensure that no one has any non-token creatures at our end step, as well as having a graveyard full of instants and sorceries, which is why we're running 41 instants and sorceries in this deck. Ideally, we get everyone low enough that a single Exsanguinate kills the table. Of course, we've always got the Professor Onyx Chain of Smog combo that can win us the game on the spot. We need Professor Onyx on the battlefield for this to work. We cast Chain of Smog, targeting ourselves. We then create a copy of Chain of Smog, targeting ourselves again. Remember, Professor Onyx says that each time we cast or copy a spell, each opponent loses 2 life and we gain 2 life. So we just copy Chain of Smog about 20 times and win the game. Sure, we won't have any cards in hand when we're done, but that's fine. Our opponents will all be dead. Do you have a Fandaniel, Telophoroi, Ascian commander deck? What's your secret deck? Leave a comment below. Thanks for tuning in. Once again, a huge shout out to my editor cutestuff. I couldn't make these videos without her. If you'd like to hire her to edit your own videos, she can be reached at cutestuff.edits@gmail.com. Link is down below. If you're looking for ways to support the channel directly, you can head on over to patreon.com/Danon. You can have a video made or just ask for help building or tuning a deck list. I also want to give a quick shout out to all of my patrons: Waffles, Drya, Muffins, Marcus, Brett, Roxy, Alix, Borgie, Congo, Robert, Pye, Cazares, Patrick, Tiz, Art, Richard, Sint, Boomy, Osra, Justin, Golden Walker, Captain Hammer, Yori, Sleech, Zach, Mr. Salty, and Hua. You guys are awesome. I post new Commander Deck videos every weekday, so be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified of new videos. Again, thanks for watching, and I'll see you all again next time on Commander by Danon.